process of writing a new manga, a new storyline, just from vague ideas, it's a hard thing to do when you first start doing this. And sometimes the name is the first thing you come up with for the series. Sometimes it never is. A lot of times it never is. You just have a vague idea and then you just build upon it over and over. You kind of like sometimes make a story based off of a character that you drew. Other times it's just a story that you just start telling. So with this particular news story that I'm having a little bit of problem with, I've been doing is writing in my book. I have like this. I use it as a notebook. It kind of falling apart. I have like different story ideas and stuff. And this one, I don't know what the name is. The basis of the story that I want to create. And I'm thinking this one will be the best for putting on for Tokyo Pop's new Pop Comics app. I'll do it through online and probably through the computer, edit it, and then send it to them that way. Then transferring it on to my you know Android devices and shit. So I think I'll just use it through my computer. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm gonna do. I'm not too sure, like I said, what the title's going to be. The storyline is going to be quite simple. It's about a character that I don't even have a name for her yet either. But I have kind of like a basis of what she looks like. I'm still kind of doodling. See, like, this is kind of the first basis of what she's going to look like, or at least her head. I figured that her hair is going to be white and silver, eyes, one green, one yellow, kind of like a Chunibyo, like in that. And she has different styles of clothing compared to what it is. All right, with her, she is an otaku, very hidden about this. She's afraid to let anyone know about that she likes comics and anime and stuff like this and toys. She hides this away from everybody. She still goes to school. So, like in Japan, I'm going to bring in a lot of Japanese ethics about this, that that type of stigmatism that exists within their society, that it's kind of looked down upon, but yet in some ways it's also celebrated. It's kind of a weird combination, but then again, isn't that the case throughout the world about this? That people like animations and they start bitching. Like within my own family, and most of my family actually doesn't give a shit about what I like. But my stepmother, she considers that Japanese style animations is not real. It's not good or whatever. It's stupid. It's like little kids. But then again, the films that she's liked is cartoons. Some of them are more cartoonish. And one of them was Spirit. She really was into that movie. And it's a full blown animation about horses. That's the reason why she actually likes horses. Instead of bitching saying, you don't like that because it's anime, it's Japanese or whatever. It's not real, whatever. It's cartoons, little kid stuff. Actually watch some of my stuff. If she actually watched some of my animations that I like watching and what I actually created back in college, and also some of the ideas that I've had when I was in grade school, that would fucking blow her mind about the shit that I've created. That the storylines are so complex and yet so adult in concept. Most of the stuff I liked was science fiction, so it dwelled heavily on um, ethics and ideologies, and how things of society, it's a mirror to humanity of looking back at us of how horrible people are. That's kind of what science fiction does. Well, in my story, it's not science fiction. It's not going to be any of that. My story here, I don't know what it's going to be called. Um, but in case if I actually come up with an idea through this, you will flag it or whatever. Whatever. Okay, just don't flag the video. Um, uh, it's about a young girl who loves creating manga and is really talented at this. So talented that it's ridiculous in ways. But she's also very, very much afraid to let anyone know. Because in Japan, they actually do have a stigmatism about this, and they are ashamed, embarrassed severely if you say to them, seeing their drawings and say, "Oh my God, you're great." They hide that away. They don't like that because it's an embarrassment. They'll probably tell you, "Please don't tell anybody that I draw. Please don't tell anybody that I like anime. Please don't do that," because it's looked down upon, even within their society. It's kind of sad. So she hides this from everyone that she knows, even the fact that she is an otaku. She's ashamed of her own passions in life and thus wants to embrace this side of her. She actually she longs to embrace the otaku nature, but she's afraid to do this. She knows she is this, but she's so afraid. And she feels envious for people, especially seeing online of conventions, especially people from outside of Japan, that they're so free with this, even in their personal lives. She wishes that she can do that, but she doesn't. She's afraid. Her family loves her a lot, but they look down upon cartoons and stuff like that. Even if she wanted to have a career as a voice actress or anything that has to do with anime or manga, being an artist or any of that, that's like looked down upon. Her family is like very strict and wants more of an old school style of family values. Think of like in America, the 1950s, where it's the father that works and the mother that stays at home and has the job really of taking care of the family as a whole, plus the house and stuff like that, being a stay-at-home mom or a housewife, house mom. It's kind of what this is what her family wants, but her family wants her to be educated first, that she's very intelligent. They want her to understand high levels of mathematics and reading, writing and stuff and culture. They want that in her, but they want her to be happy in a marriage and to take care of her kids and these traditional values and to educate her kids and basically be this tiger mom but but a loving tiger mom way to keep their kids educated and safe and all this and to be better in school, help them out. So uh, this is kind of what her family does. I'm talking about like most of her family, except she has two bizarre family members that are very eccentric. Her uncle, her uncle is her mother's brother. This particular uncle, he's looked down upon and is ashamed by the family, especially by this girl's mother, because that's her brother and she's embarrassed by him. She's ashamed to be by him because, first of all, he doesn't care what anyone thinks about him. He loves anime. He enjoys manga. He will read such things, whatever he likes. He will go to movies and go to, comic conventions, whatever. And yet he is happy within his life and his style of life. And he doesn't care what people think. It's like, so what? This is what I like. This is who I am. F you. I don't give a shit. And he actually makes a good living. I haven't actually thought about what he does. I want to keep it kind of a secret because I haven't figured it out yet. But I think it probably would be neat that he works for, let's say, Kodansha or maybe um, JC staff or something like that. Who knows? Maybe he's a voice actor. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. I have a vague idea of what he looks like. So it's like I'm still trying to figure out what is his personality. But I want him to be a very fun, loving uncle, and he knows his niece is the main character. She's very talented, and he does is pushes her to follow her dreams and her passions, to be happy. What he really wants out of her than anything, no matter what she does in life, she wants her to be happy, no matter what, and to enjoy her passions and not to hide them away. He actually kind of knows, because in his sense, he's been around otaku enough, especially ones that hide it. He can literally have like a sixth sense about it. He can spot an otaku a mile away. The grandfather, on the other hand, seems to be this old doddering fool where he seems to be like an idiot and kind of treat it as such, But in fact, he does that on purpose so that he can get away with shit on purpose. He's actually the most smartest one there in the family. He loves his granddaughter. He wants her to follow her dreams and her passions, and he knows that he doesn't know everything about her passions, but he knows quite a bit that what she had when she was very younger. He knows of this, and he knows that she still likes this, even though she denies that she ever liked it or ever watched cartoons, or you know she was afraid of that. So she denies this, but he remembers how she was when she was very little. But so what he does is pushes her to be herself, not to deny this. So this is what the grandfather does. He actually tells her the secrets of life, which is happiness, to enjoy it, to to uh, to not be ashamed of yourself, no matter what. That's what he instills onto her. The whole series, this is what he tries to invade and puts into her head. He loves her for who she is, not what people want her to do. So, yeah, the grandfather and the uncle are both, undermining mainly the parents. I was thinking that the father, his job is secretive, such as that the mother doesn't want anyone to know what his real job is. I was first thinking that the father, he works at Gunpla as a goddamn toy designer. Yes, that he wouldn't be like the original designer of the Gundams, but he would take those drawings and then design a plan to make the toys. That was one of my ideas for him. The other is that he's an underground mangaka, and he's very famous, but he goes under a false name, or he's an illustrator or something like that. I want him to have, an interesting, backstory where one thing I did have, and I'm going to keep it in the storyline for right now, which is that her uncle and her father, years before her parents married, is that the uncle and the father were best friends when they were kids. They were basically the biggest otaku there is. The uncle was more of an anime otaku, while the father, I've decided he's going to be more of a geek in American terms, like science fiction. He was more heavily into like sci-fi, like Star Wars and Star Trek and Battlestar Galactica. I mean the original Battlestar Galactica, not the newer one, because yeah. So that type of stuff. This is what is going on right now. To let you know, I am still deciding on the characters, and it is very hard, believe it or not. even when I told you, this actually took like close to a, a couple of days to come up and stuff. And what I've been doing was trying to come up with little storylines and how it works. And what I've been doing is actually doing voices. And I'm going to tell you, this helps me a lot when I write for a script. I do is read what I've written if it sounds actually good, not just in my head. In my head, maybe one thing, but when I speak it, does it sound right? So a lot of times I actually do what I used to do as a kid. I voice act. No, I wasn't in animes or anything. I actually just do voices. As a kid, when I was really little, one of the things I wanted to do was be a Muppeteer. Yes, a Muppeteer. And this is the time when uh, you had Jim Henson was still alive. I learned how to do pretty much all of Jim Henson's characters, like Kermit. Kermit is really easy to do, and then Ernie is even easier. The same voice. The only difference between the two is that um, Ernie is always happy, no matter what. Even if he's really, really sad, but he's always happy. Well, Kermit, on the other hand, has his ups and his downs, and he can go either way. Yeah, and see with Kermit, yeah, all right, yeah, all right. See, Jim Henson never really did was what I yeah. Well, actually, he did this than anything else. But he never did was close the mouth and mime everything. You know, like this. He never did this. Although I'm not really, really good at it. Alright. Most people are only going to pay attention to the sock on the head and not to this guy. Yeah. Or at the time, it was like the guy with a beard. Not me, but Jim Henson. Yeah. So, yeah, that's one of the things that I wanted to do. But besides that, I wanted to do was create comic books and stuff. And for me, voice acting in this particular way, I do is different voices, and I interact with basically myself. You know, kind of say play pretend in your own room alone or something. I do this so I can't actually get this out. And a lot of times I record myself. The reason why I do this, so in case if I come up with something clever that I didn't write down and I don't forget it. That's it. It's always best to do is record yourself via camera or let's say audio recording and play it back later because you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes it's going to be brilliant. Sometimes it's going to be complete rubbish. Other times it's going to be in between, where an ether of who knows what it might inspire you to do something else or change whatever the storyline or even the dialogue itself. It might find a better resolution of the dialogue to where it makes more sense for the reader to actually do this, especially when it's spoken. Reading it is one thing, but when you speak so your lines, it is different. Does it sound natural? Does it sound right and real? That's the thing. So, yeah, uh, these are my kind of tips, as it were, or what I do, anyways. I also do is write scripts like a movie script. I don't always suggest you should do this. A lot of times I just do is a bunch of notes, and this is like vague stuff. That I suggest you do, and if you want to know how the story's going, do something what movies do, which is actually um, uh, is not really a screenplay, a storyboard. There we go. Yes, a storyboard. You can do is on 3x5 cards and just draw one simple scene. Disney does this, by the way. Yes, believe it or not, many animation companies just draw a simple image on a 3x5 card and paste it on the walls. So you understand how the story flows and the scenes and the changing of certain things. This actually kind of helps when even doing a comic book or a manga, besides animations and also movies and TV shows. This actually works because um, this helps you understand what you're doing. And remember, when you start drawing, your pages, it doesn't have to be right in the first place. But you might want to do is draw each panel on a separate page and draw big, and then resize it when you scan it in and you resize it on your computer program that you're using. Like for me, I'm using several programs such as Media Bank Paint Pro. That's actually the full name. I'm also using GIMP. I use Illustrator, but most of my mangas is actually going to be with Medibank, excuse me, not Media, Medibank Paint Pro, GIMP, and I also do have is Manga Studio. I think I have number 5. I have a few of them, but yeah, I have one of the versions of Manga Studio, and I also have is well, actually, I can get is like the free version of Manga Studio, which it became what Paint something, whatever Paint Studio, I think what it is. Then you have is the Letters program, which actually it's really good. Which is Comic Works. Comics Works, really good program. With me, I still have to do is with a mouse because I don't have is an expensive tablet to write on. The ones that you hook up to your computer and do that. Those are actually awesome. Or one of those tablet screen monitors. Those are fucking great. So that's kind of just whatever you do, be awesome at it, and always never give up. That's kind of what you do. If you actually like any of my series that I have, check them out. I will have like links in the doobly doob. You actually just link onto my channel. It'll show you a whole mess of stuff that I have. And if you really want to, and you want to know when my new updates will happen, when it comes up, you'll get a notice when, well, let's say you subscribe to me. That it doesn't matter if you have to do, but if you want to, go ahead. And if you actually like more of this content, what actually shows me that you do is not really just views of this. Views actually I do like because to me it's like showing, wow, there is people that like it. You can also specify what you want. You can PM me or put a message in the video right here. And also, liking a video actually works too. That more likes specifies more people actually enjoy this type of videos. I really want to do is show you more about how I create a manga. So I'm thinking about doing like little videos like kind of like this and showing you step by step of the process. Although it's going to take a long time, but overall you will understand what the process is and what it's going through. I, I'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.